and welcome to today's episode of The Daily Blend. I am your host, AC, and we are joined in studio today by Todd Davison, the artistic director of the Maples Repertory Theatre. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good to see you again.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
Good to have you here. All right, there's a lot coming up.
Oh my gosh, yes. I've been running from pillar to post.
From pillar to post. You must be tired.
I'm just so tired.
You must be tired.
But I'm tired now so I can be ready for summer.
That's right, because summer is full.
Summer is full.
Okay.
And it's coming right up.
Tell me about all the things.
Well, we've got a lot of things going on. Maples Rep, our actual season really runs June through December.
Okay.
So during the other months, we're just like trying to get everything going. And what's actually going on at the theater right now is I've got the dressing rooms and shop all torn out. We're putting in new dressing rooms and stuff like that. So now I've got to also do a physical thing besides get all ready for all the shows. But it'll get done. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I've been hiring people, traveling all around the world and around the United States, seeing folks, trying to convince them to come to Macon, Missouri, about how great it'll be to come to the Midwest.
How's that going?
It's good. This is my 22nd season. And so I've got a whole line of people, have you ever been to the Midwest, I'll say? And they'll say, oh, well, I was in St. Louis once. And I say, well, it's not exactly like that.
That's because that's what they all say, St. Louis.
Yeah, they all say it. Or I went through there on my way to Texas or whatever. I went through on vacation to St. Louis. And
I saw the arch.
Yeah, it's different. Macon is a little bit different than St. Louis. So
a little bit.
But, sometimes people are apprehensive, but we usually always get them to come around and think, wow, this was kind of neat. Everybody's waving at me and
it's your personality.
Go down to the cafe and people saying, well, are you with the theater? They say to people, So pretty soon people settle in.
I'm sure. You maybe should do a show just about when people come to Macon.
Yeah, that would be a good thing.
It feels almost kind of like, yes.
Yep.
Like Schitt's Creek a little bit.
It is. It's kind of like that. Yep.
Okay.
It's kind of like that.
Tell me what's coming up.
Okay, yes. Now we really do have shows.
I know you do.
So we're starting off with a big musical called Rock of Ages. It's 70s and 80s rock and roll, so it's all that we built this city, pour some sugar on me, and all that kind of stuff like that, And all the songs are just so much fun. And people, say, oh, I don't know that. What are you talking about that? I don't know that song. I don't know that song. But once they start, or that guitar riff happens, they say, oh, yeah, I know that.
They definitely know it.
I've been telling people that when we started 22 years ago, when we wanted to reach our audience and do things that were nostalgic for them. We were doing like Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy and World War II stuff. But those people are no longer our patrons. Our patrons now want to hear the 70s and 80s is their jam. And so we're really excited about it. It's just a little story all put together with a whole bunch of music. Rock of Ages. It's going to be a lot of fun for people.
Fun.
It's really, really fun. And then after that, Nunsense. It was in 2008 when we did this before. It's 5 nuns, and they're in trouble because one of their people in the order fed some bad soup to people and killed a bunch of people with botulism, and the nuns died, but they didn't have enough money to bury them, so they put them in the freezer, and they're going to have a variety show to raise money to get enough money for funeral expenses. So that's what the conceit of the show is.
Okay.
So the nuns are all singing their numbers and stuff like that, trying to make enough money to bury their sisters.
Okay.
So isn't that just the sort of thing that happens in real life every day? You just never know when you might be called upon to do something like that.
You don't know.
So
be ready.
Good. So come to see Nunsense, and then you know how to act.
Okay.
Then after that, it's Clue. So this is Miss Scarlet, Mrs. Peacock.
In the library with a candlestick.
All that stuff, lead pipe, rope, and everything. And this play is based on the movie that starred Tim Curry as the Wadsworth, the butler, and then Madeline Kahn and a bunch of all kind of great comedians. So that's the story. It's really a story. And playing Wadsworth for us is Michael McIntyre, who is a Maples Rep favorite. He's been in many, many shows with us before, and so folks who've been around for a while will recognize him. So that'll be fun.
Okay.
Then, Church Basement Ladies 2. Now, everyone in the radio audience and the broadcast audience, AC is not familiar with the Church Basement Ladies, but that's a big deal. It's these ladies in Minnesota, and they work in the basement of the church, and they do all the work that needs to be done, and also tell the gossip of the town while they're down below, but they make the church keep running.
Of course.
And so in this series of shows, there's 7 shows in the series, and this is the second one. This takes place right about 1970. So one of the youngest person in the show in the first episode got married at the end of that show, and now she's coming back to visit, and she's having a baby. She has her baby during the show, not on stage, but she does have it during the show. So that's what that's all about. It's not. It's kind of to change in times and hippies and all that kind of stuff like that.
Okay.
And what kind of skirt you're going to wear to the church basement? When you're that time and during that time.
Okay.
Then after that, it's the Glass Menagerie, a classic American play. And Tennessee Williams is the author, and a great, beautiful story with some really, really fine acting. And then we're going to finish up the season with Elvis Has Left the Building.
Elvis has left the building.
That's right. Now, this is a little farce. It's a play, but it has just the tiniest nugget of truth in it. There's a historical point in time, December of 1960, where for a time Elvis was AWOL and people weren't sure where he was. So this play imagines what really happened.
Okay.
And what it is the colonel can't find Elvis, and the colonel's got these engagements needs to have Elvis appear at. So because it's a play, he gets a hypnotist and some Elvis impersonators and then hypnotizes them to think they are Elvis to go and make the thing. And maybe you could be you. Maybe we could do that when we get closer to that. I'll come on here with a hypnotist and we can make some people
Bring
be
a
Elvis.
hypnotist.
We can make somebody be Elvis.
Bring one. Let's do
That'd
it.
be good.
Bring
So-
Elvis and a hypnotist to the show.
That's the story. You already got to say a word.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Okay, so you heard it here first. That's what we're doing. Todd, always amazing to have you here.
MaplesRep.com. Come and
That's
see
right.
us. Thanks.
Welcome to your Be Well moment by Burrell Behavioral Health. Our brains survive best in healing connection with others. The cool thing is, we don't have to be sitting next to someone to feel connected. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Think of someone you care about and then silently wish that person well. Tell them in your mind, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe and feel ease. Repeat this practice for anyone else you want to send kindness to.